What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Iron King YouTube channel. Today we're working on an old cab. It's from a 777 haul truck. Had a customer call. They had a small interior mishap and they need to get a new seat, a new floor mat, a couple of odds and ends that unfortunately aren't available from the dealer anymore. So we're gonna go ahead and sacrifice one of these old cabs and hopefully get this customer back up and going. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with the easy stuff. I'm gonna start with the floor mat and the front dash pad, get those removed, and then we'll start with the more interesting items like that back pad and the seat and stuff like that. All right, so here's the cab right here. So this would be on a giant mining truck. This is the platform. So you have a platform. This is what, and the cab would bolt to that. And then you have obviously your operators right here. And then there would be a cushion right there if it was still in it. And then a trainer or someone else on shift would sit right there. And I believe there is a second seat belt there too. Yes, there is. So the cushion's just missing right here. So all your heater controls. Funny story how I actually ended up with this thing. This was a supposedly rebuilt cab that I picked up from a mining customer of mine, and they ended up selling all of their older 777 model trucks, and they had this cab laying around on site. And what I do is every year, a couple years, I'll go in there and they'll approach me and say, "Hey Quentin, we want you to come and clean this place up. We have a whole bunch of unused parts, unwanted items, broken core components that we want you to come pick up and at least make us an offer on it before we throw it in the scrap bin." And this was one of those pieces. So it was a I keep doing that in quotations because whoever did this didn't do the greatest job restoring this cab, but it does have a lot of components inside that we can go ahead and reuse for our customer. All right, so the parts they were wanting out of this cab was a dash pad, a floor mat, a seat, possibly a gauge dash assembly if ours was any good, and a headliner. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at this. Hopefully these items are in okay shape and get them removed and sent to our customer. So here's the dash, and this is actually a piece of metal that's part of the cab, and this is the piece that they want, is this actual pad assembly. And this is actually in very, very good condition. It's not all tore up or ripped. The floor mat looks like it's never been used. Looks like it's brand new. We're gonna go ahead and grab that for them. The seat, you know, could be in better shape. These are actually still available from the OEM supplier, but I wanna say they're about 2,500 bucks for one of these. So we're at, I wanna say less than half of that for this seat, and they were more than happy. Last, or two more things. We have this back panel here that they were wanting to get. It's got one little tear right here, unfortunately, but you can't get this anymore from the OEM supplier. So I want to say this little rip is not going to be a problem. We're going to go, hopefully we can maybe clean this up a little bit and get that. I wonder how, I'm actually not sure how to remove this. It might be like glued on, so it might be quite interesting trying to remove this without destroying it. And the last part was a headliner, but ours is unfortunately missing. All right, so I got that plate off. I think we may get very lucky here. I don't think that their glue adhered to the steel very well, and I think that's gonna come right out. Starting to work. It's gonna go super, super slow. Hopefully we can get this piece off, and it's kind of in one piece and we're done. Well, this first piece was an absolute giant fail. Unfortunately, the glue was so stuck on there that all the foam came off with it. I really hope we have better luck with this one because that is straight up unobtainable. You cannot buy this part brand new. You can't, I mean, maybe you can have them make it, but hopefully we can get this back foam off. But that was a fail. At least you can buy this thing. It's about 400 bucks, or from the OEM supplier. So unfortunately messed that up. Hopefully we have better luck on that back panel. Seat coming out. What do we got? 916. Bam. Never mind. We need to get a 3/8 ratchet. Ratchet time, boy. Sometimes you just gotta do stuff the old-fashioned way. Come on now. Alright, last one. Perfect. Hopefully the seat can right out. Seat out. Okay, so there is a bit of stuff that needs to come out in order to get to this piece. So you got to pull this guy, this cover, that, those two lines, and the seat belt anchor. Let's get her done. I guess I'll just slowly try and separate this stuff. Man, I hope I can save this. I'm sure there's somebody. You're doing it wrong. This is why it's not working. Oh, there's a big old wasp in there. Well done. Nailed it. Please let this work. There's that. Well, that's part of the cab. That can't come off. Oh yeah, check that out. Sweet. So we'll just start peeling it back a little bit. Nice and easy, nice and easy. scraper and see if that'll help. Excellent. Okay. I'll just keep peeling away at this thing. Hopefully, you can sneak this guy. Just kind of pry that back a little bit without tearing it. Don't think it's tearing. Yes, excellent. Look at that, this whole thing's lifting up perfectly. Okay, moment of truth. Just pop this back a little bit. Release the foam here. Boom. Lift this up. And then this thing should lift off of here. Sweet. Got it out. Well, that turned out awesome. So all that foam is still really good. It's not flaking apart or anything. And we only have that one rip right there. That wasn't me. I was able to get this whole thing out almost all in one piece without damaging any of it. I'll go ahead and blow this thing off with air before we send it to him. But that is awesome because we cannot get that piece anymore. So now all we have left to do is, I want to say, this dash piece right here, and then we're done. All right, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pull this dash and gauge assembly out of this, and it looks like it's held on inside of here for a harness. It's putting it together so the harness just uncouples here. I'm gonna go ahead and unplug those and push this gauge cluster through. Shouldn't be anything holding it anymore. Oh, found it. The Speedo drive cable right here, this guy. We're gonna have to unscrew that from the back, probably. Hopefully that unscrews. Or I'll have to see where that goes to. Yep, because pulling it ain't gonna work. Not sure where the heck that thing goes. I'm gonna try and unhook it from the gauge itself. Got it. This was already clipped on the other side, so I just figured I wasn't doing any more damage to it and just cut it there. And you can go ahead and unclip it right here on the back of this gauge and put a new one in. So no harm, no foul. This is in really good shape. It's not all bent up. Nice and straight. It's got, looks like almost new gauges in it too. So we'll go ahead and throw those in. So there we have it. This is what the customer's gonna get. I wanna say, let's see, so from the OEM supplier, that floor mat is $200. That was about $800. That's about $2,500. And that with the gauges, I want to say is probably around $400 or $500. We were able to save this customer over half of what they would have spent on going with OEM, even if they could have. So like that piece right there, you can't buy that anymore. You can't buy those anymore. So we were able to get this customer back up and going. Hopefully they're nice and happy. I sent them pictures. They said they were great. That dash piece that I accidentally ruined, this one, I told them about that. Unfortunately, that it just adhered to the dash too well and I couldn't get it free. So I'm just gonna go ahead, I'm gonna throw that in there for free for them and just package it up and say, hey, if you can use it, great. If not, just throw it in the garbage. So Anyway, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. I hope that it was entertaining enough. I know it's kind of different from what I usually do with tearing down D10s, working on trucks, that kind of thing, but at the end of the day, we still have customers that call in for parts every single day, and we gotta fulfill their orders. This was one of them. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you have any questions or comments, throw it down there. And as always, if you want to see more stuff like this, D10s, heavy duty trucks, subscribe to my channel for a lot more of that stuff. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one. And I just want to reiterate to you guys before the end of the video, all of these parts are going to be cleaned, and I'm going to do the best of my abilities to clean them up as best as possible before I send them. So I'm not going to send dirty, nasty, used parts to my customer. I'm going to do my best to clean them to the best of my abilities before they get sent out. Just wanted to throw that in there for you guys. Didn't want you thinking I was sending out nasty, dirty parts.